Oh my god, guys, that was crazy with ATXI. This ticker was just flying. And look at these perfect pullbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. This open here was a little bit hectic. I was just watching it, but a little stressful. ATXI, pretty much a perfect frontside ticker. I was watching it for a very small amount of time. I even called it out really early on in the Discord, but I actually did not end up trading this ticker myself, which I'm totally kicking myself in the butt about, because wow, that was really nice. I mean, look at this first pop here was like 20, almost 20%. Pulls back, makes another move 20%, pulls back. This move here is 40%, and then like a 30% move with a total move roughly from the lows of 120%. So nice. We'll talk about this one and other tickers that I traded. I was focused on yesterday's lead gapper, MULN, and I was actually doing really well on it before I had one trade, or maybe even two trades, where I gave back the majority of my profits. Let me quickly show you guys what's going on. Let me hide some swing trade buy orders. Believe it or not, I made most of my money today on coin, which had a really nice pullback today as well. I went for the pullback and it popped up, took my profits, and boom, walked away. I was up maybe like $300 on MULM at one point, and I was up like 100 on CTIC, our original pre-market lead gapper. So you can see I did all right at first, then I started giving back my profits. I was kind of getting annoyed about that. I saw coin, that was a really good setup. I went for that. And the whole time that was going on, the ticker that I originally, or not originally, but I saw at the market open, ATXI popped up, and I didn't trade that one. That was really what I should have been trading, but I was dialed in for at least a bit. And you know, I'm a bad multitasker, I'll admit it. So I have to be dialed in on at least one or two tickers, or else I'm not going to trade any, or I'm going to mess up on everything. So I guess I can't complain that I didn't trade ATXI. I just wish I was dialed in on ATXI as opposed to the other tickers I was trading, because CTIC was total nonsense. It was shit. And then MULN was yeah, it was a backside ticker. It had these really good potential red to green moves, which that's how I made all my money on it. But then I don't know why I kept trading the backside. Maybe because it was working for me at the moment. I don't know. So let's go ahead, review these tickers, and we'll take a look at ATXI at the end. Whew. And anyway, I gotta go. I gotta pack my stuff and head to the airport. I gotta fly to or I'm flying to Berlin today. So it's no time to wait. So let's do this as quick as possible. CTIC, let's start with this one. Start in the daily like always. Go to the daily chart. You can see this ticker had a recent big move here. I mean, a couple months ago in October, we traded that move. Then it's basically been consolidating to the downside ever since. And today it had another big move over the 180 SMA, which is always a key area. It's a biotech, 97 million shares outstanding, 265 million market cap. So it's kind of big. Looks like some sort of FDA approval news. I don't really know or care. I don't really trade news. So here's CTIC, but it's nice to have news. That's usually a really good thing. I look for a catalyst and sometimes the strength of the catalyst. This one had a really nice move pre-market. It's from 7 to 8, which is usually my favorite time to trade. But right now I'm in Utah, and I usually don't trade 7 to 8 because that's for pretty much, no, it's 5 a.m. and I like to wake up an hour before I start trading. So I was doing that. I was waking up at 4:30 a.m. every single day. I did it for 2 months, and it was a drain, and I wasn't a big fan. I don't know how people wake up at 4 a.m. It's too much for me personally, but that's a whole different discussion. So let's look at this ticker on the 1 minute, and you'll see, yeah, quick spike up, sells off. I would have not traded in this area. I don't like trading that first pullback until it finds support. In the Discord, I was asked, where I would have started trading this one. I would have said around the break of 2.7. So it broke here, pulled back, and this whole move here would have been tradable for me. I probably would have stopped trading it here and missed this last pop, knowing myself. But I would have probably done a lot of scalpy, sketchy-looking trading in this area and try to get as much of that 11% as possible. Because I like these double top moves, and after they prove to hold their highs, they usually do at least have a double top. I traded this one at the market open looking for a red to green move. This was actually a pretty good move, but I only did 1,000 shares, so I had bad size on it. In the second move, I was just starting to size up. I had 1,000 shares as well, and then I got flushed on, which was pretty silly because this was a ranging move, not really the best setup, although it actually ended up doing exactly what I wanted just 2 minutes later. So really annoying there that I actually ended up being red on CTIC because I had the right idea, just the wrong timing. So boom, down $70 on CTIC. Tiny loss, doesn't really matter, whatever, move on. Of course, I did give back profits. I was up on this one. So I actually ended up losing on CTIC even more than it looks. Whatever. QS, this is just a limit order. I honestly don't know why this limit order is even here. It should be in a different portfolio, but whatever. Let's just skip that one. MULN, this is the ticker that I was up on the most, and I thought this was the, this was the money ticker for me because yesterday I made like 400 on this ticker. So it worked really well, just kind of coming back to this one all the time. It's an automotive industry, 35 million shares outstanding and a 43 million market cap with high short interest news. What was the news from yesterday? Renewable energy. I honestly forgot. Oh well. Again, doesn't really matter. Here we go. Yeah, that's what it was. Announced progress on solid state polymer battery pack development. That's what it was. So it's kind of running on that multi-day good news. It's had a huge sell-off. Like it was like 94% or something. Now it's bouncing. Let's go to the 5-minute. Check out this one more. This is where I traded yesterday. Quickly traded in the morning, then I had to go to the dentist. I got back from the dentist and I noticed it was still on the front side, so I traded this area. I could have came back to it, but I was doing something else at the time, which is the life of a trader. You can't always trade 24/7. I usually only trade the pre-market and the market open. I usually never trade past 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I saw the opportunity, it looked good, and I went for it. Now today, similar situation. I went for that red to green move, kind of like we had here. But, and it worked. It actually worked really well. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I got this nice pop and I got this nice pop. This was a great pop. But then I went for this thinking this was going to be good support and this was a false breakout. I should have noticed the volume was relatively high. It was a small size at first, so I averaged down. But at this point, I ended up cutting my losses somewhere here. Not even in the best spot. I got this nice little bounce trade. But yeah, at this point, MULN, I really gave back my profits here. I should have never traded the backside. I think trading the red to green potential is always fine. I do pretty good on that, but I don't know why I traded the backside. Big mistake there on my end and very foolish move overall. Look at MULN, CTIC popping back up above VWAP. If I was day trading right now, I would probably keep trading this one, but I gotta go. I cannot trade. I made literally 3 videos about this, or one really specific video on Sunday. I cannot trade when I have to do something else. It just does not work for me. I cannot multitask. I'm like the most Neanderthal person that exists, and I'm still a pretty good day trader. So it just shows you don't have to be a good multitasker to day trade. I know I'm a miserable multitasker. My girlfriend will say the same thing. So coin, this was the ticker that really paid the bills today. Still a very small profit day. I feel like it's been slow. It's been a very, very slow year for me, which is really stressful. But that's how it goes sometimes. You have those, 3 to 4 months where you really make most of your money, and everything else is like, practice, staying alive, blah, blah, yada, yada. So Clove, big sell-off. It's been one of my favorite swing trade tickers lately. If I go to like all my accounts, sometimes they don't all pop up. I don't know. It should be a lot more trades on this one. I traded this ticker so many times in the past, and none of the trades are popping up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. At least the trades from today are popping up. I don't know what's wrong with TOS, but it's getting really annoying. Anyway, let's go. There's so much macro I could talk about with TOS and micro, but let's just focus on the ticker, because all I was trading today on coin was price action, nothing else. It was the only reason I traded it. This ticker actually popped up really nicely. It had a lot of resistance, right below 200. It broke through that, and I was starting to buy this pullback towards 200. Let's look at the 1 minute, see a little bit more how I traded that, and keep an eye on the 5 minute here. Look, we had nice big green candle, another green candle, and then we were pulling back into this 202 zone, and that's where I started accumulating it, because on the 5 minute it was a great setup, and on the 1 minute it was a pretty good setup. I started accumulating a little bit too early, around 203. I didn't think we would break the 9 EMA, so that was a bit of a mistake on my end. Luckily, I even accumulated a little bit more near the end, and this popped up, sold off, popped up again, and then I just closed my whole size here on this potential breakout. I didn't really care for it to break out because it's not a super, super strong market, and we're at the end of a 3-day long, very strong bounce, actually, in a bearish market. So what I mean by a bearish market is we're in a confirmed downtrend. You like it or not, that's what's happening. We're in a downtrend. We have a high here, we have a new low, lower than these lows, so And then we have a lower high. So we have lower highs coming in and lower lows. That's like the definition of a downtrend. And we're, like I said, we're on this third day of or technically fourth day now, but 3 really strong green days back to back. So I'm not, gonna go balls to the walls on the last day of that on a large cap. I'm just not gonna do it. So that's why with coin, I just took my profits fairly quickly here in this area, and I this was a pretty good trade. Okay, my entry wasn't that good. 320 area. Okay, so it was from here to here. So it's kind of like I bought this pullback and sold here, but I actually bought this pullback and it kept on selling off more. So that was pretty much what paid the bills today. But man, ATXI. I think I'll tell you right now. So I mapped up these support and resistance zones, and I was like, oh, we got good room to run to like 1.3. It's a pharmaceutical, 20 million shares outstanding, 24 million market cap. Okay, I don't even know what the catalyst is. Why is this ticker moving so much? I don't know. But I was like, sub dollar. I don't like trading sub dollars. Like, I usually avoid these like the plague. Ends up being the best ticker of the day, of course. So maybe I got to trade sub dollars a bit more. I don't know. I try to be like very open-minded to a few concepts. Like, I'll trade a large cap, I'll trade a sub dollar, but really I make most of my money on those stocks between $2 and $7. So it's like, why am I, swinging around necessarily when I know what makes me the most money? But then you have days like today where actually the large cap and the extra small cap, the sub dollar and the large cap were the best tickers. So it was just one of those days where it's very unorthodox. So I didn't pivot hard enough. I didn't realize that quick enough, and that was my mistake for sure. Yeah, honestly, just trading this like any other front side, looking for those good 5-minute setups, looking for those 1-minute pullbacks. You could have made so much money on ATXI. Always easier said than done, of course. And sometimes you think there's support here. It ends up flushing. You're down 6-7%, which is insane because this ticker has extremely fast rate of change. You close out, you take a loss, it pops up, you chase, and like you could get on the wrong side of tickers like this for sure. I've done it many times. But in terms of this front side, until it actually broke the 9 EMA, I mean, what a beauty. So nice to look at. I'm not sure how much more we're going to see of this ticker. I mean, we've seen pops, a lot of these one-day pops on this ticker in the past, and then it keeps selling off. So I wouldn't, be a long-term investor on ATXI for sure. But in terms of day trading, I mean, this was one of the nicer tickers we've seen in a while. Well, okay, MULN, I got to admit, this ticker was a beauty as well. I mean, today was disgusting, but maybe MULN is going to actually find support and continue this multi-day run it's been on. Maybe I don't know. It just broke these really key support zones here. Next big support is about $1. But look at this front side. Oh my, wow! Oh my God, it's so nice. So we had this fake move here, and that sell off, and we had the red to green move at this point around like. It was like 10:30 or so, and then it just crawled to the front side. So once you realize this was, back on the front side, once you realize, it's holding these support zones, like right here, it's holding its support, had a double bottom, continues crawling up. I mean, this is when you get aggressive. This is when you size up. This is when if your average size, like right for me, $10,000, this is when you go in with $20,000, $30,000 because you're just like, this is the move I've been waiting for. So I could have done a lot more of the MULN, but crazy schedule right now for me personally, so that life sometimes gets in the way of trading, and that's fine too. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. I will see you then first thing tomorrow morning in either Berlin or Amsterdam. I'm not even really sure. Consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao.